Welcome to Postcards from Provence and part 5 of our 1200 kilometre bike ride from Devon down to the south of France. We had a lovely few days off around Duras, avoiding the storms and making the most of the riding before saying goodnight to the town, leaving early and heading out along the dropped valley, passing this beautiful old mill on our way through the back lanes. We said hello to the cows, past beautiful old tobacco drying barns, on what was our last day's ride on this side of the country, through to Bordeaux. The weather wasn't looking particularly brilliant, but we picked up the signs, watched some grapes being harvested, these ones by tractor, but others by hand as well. We stopped for second breakfast in Sauveterre-de-Guyenne before joining on the Roger Lapebie trail, a wonderful off-road cycle path along the bed of an old railway line that runs from the town almost into the centre of Bordeaux. It was glorious, silk smooth tarmac, between the vineyards and maize fields. All we could do was smile and enjoy the ride. It was the first cycle path we'd been on, really, since leaving home. And it was just lovely. The clouds had cleared, and we just enjoyed the views. The vineyards here were vast too. From the look of the grapes, the Bordeaux wines are going to be good this year. But there were still storms around, so we were always under threat of getting very wet indeed. We kept going on, cycling into a tunnel. Happily, the lights come on just as you go in. We potted our way through, and emerged blinking in the sunlight as we came out the other side. It was really quite cool. As we headed on towards Crayon, the sun was shining and we just enjoyed ourselves. What else could we do? We stopped for lunch and it started to rain.
It's raining.
It's definitely raining. We passed Rapunzel's castle, and then the sun came back out again. It was one of those days, sunshine and showers. And the showers there, they were very wet, but the rest of the time was just beautiful. It's really easy to see why this is such a popular cycle trail. Soon we emerged next to the river towards Bordeaux, passing fishing huts, and stopping on the bridge that used to be a sea of traffic that is now set out mainly for pedestrians, cyclists and buses. Crossing the vast river before taking a walk and having a beer. Night's sleep, an early start, and back on the train. Heading out through the morning light, past Béziers, onto Marseille, and then on again to Aix, where we just about made it off on time. Used the lift and then popped into the city for lunch. We've gone a bit feral as we sat on the pavement, surrounded by these elegant buildings, and just enjoyed the sight. But that's cycle touring for you. The evening we walked past Cézanne's house, went to the rugby. It's always a fantastic atmosphere, and yes, this is the food that's on offer. Another wonderful evening, and definitely worth all the pedalling to get to it. Our second rugby match of Pro D2. Away and now at home. We had a good night's sleep, woke the next morning for breakfast in the market, took a little walk, and then it's off again. Definitely our last day's ride today. The climb out of Aix was tough, but the views as we went across Mont Saint-Victoire were beautiful. Our first view of home, just the other side of that lump, and we crossed the Durance on a well-built cycle route at the side of the road. And pottered on to Tour d'Aigues, where we sat and had lunch. And then the final stretch, pedalling below the Luberon. Stopping for a drink, we were as thirsty as the cat. In the pretty town of Pépin. Even I had a Coke, it was so hot. And then on again, climbing out of the village, through Vitrolles, and up. There is only one way over the Luberon here, and it involves a lot of uphill. But it was gloriously quiet, with beautiful views back down into the south. We sat under the shade of a tree, just enjoying the scents of Provence. It smelt so different here. And then up again, the last bit, climbing up, and reaching the top of the col and the border between Vaucluse and the Alpes d'Aix-en-Provence. Another cyclist kindly took a photo of us. This crossing point may be higher than the Col de Ponthieu, but the road's quiet and it is just a glorious way to cross the Luberon. We enjoyed a moment in the shade, and from here, it's all downhill. Back through Sereste and along the Vélo Route du Calivon, another great off-road old railway trail that takes us almost to our front door. What a way to end a glorious ride. And then we were home. The lavender fields had been harvested, but it was so good to be back. So here we've been, from Devon, some cycling, some trains, 2 little ferries, and then a crossing to Saint-Malo. And then down through France, the west coast, a few little stops, days off in glorious places that we have to go back to. Another train through to Marseille and Aix, and of course the rugby on the way. We hope you've enjoyed travelling with us. Coming soon, in fact very soon, are 6 weeks in Japan with the bikes and a camper van. Hope you can join us. Thanks for following.